Hey guys, welcome to MC Anime. I'm MC Anime and we have co-host here. What's your name?
My name is Christian. You can call me Christian. How are you today?
Yeah, the boring question. There we go. So we have a special topic today for the first episode. You want to introduce it?
Sure. We are going to be talking today about the devil fruits. That is something very common in the world of One Piece.
And also, anyone that doesn't know what MC Anime is, we are starting to be a podcast surrounding about anime and manga discussion. Fandoms are also included. We are family censored and have huge values to just dive right into topics that are just open discussion, open platform, and from there, here we are.
Here we are for now.
Okay, so
we're still around.
how are we first introduced to devil fruits in One Piece? That we have to just hit the nail in the coffin here.
I'm not mistaken. We're introduced to devil fruits as soon as we come in on the first episode with our main protagonist, Monkey D. Luffy. He ate the Gomu Gomu no Mi, or in English, basically, I don't really know the translation, but it's a devil fruit.
Gum Gum fruit.
That
makes the user a rubber user. Gives the characteristics of rubber.
Yeah, he's basically a rubber man.
Yep.
He can stretch. That's basically about it, like rubber. He's essentially rubber.
And with devil fruits it grants the user some ability associated with the fruit. But, as it suggests, when they eat the fruit, a devil possesses their body. So there's like another soul in the body now. And that soul has limitations. If you eat a devil fruit, what is the consequences?
Basically, you lose the ability to swim. You can't swim anymore for the rest of your life.
And this might not seem like a big deal in modern society where we don't have swimming come up as much, but One Piece is literally an entire navigation disaster of ocean and seas and islands, and most of the people that eat these fruits can't swim. And you're in an environment where you're surrounded by entire oceans.
Imagine how was that meeting when they came up with the idea, like, hey, hear me out. I got this good idea for a show where we have a pirate that can't swim.
Yeah. You take away they're basically cursed and they can't swim. One of the consequences of them having this not swimming is basically now the ocean hates them.
Yeah, because these fruits are said to be given by the devil of the sea.
Mm-hmm.
He's like the apple of Adam and Eve. Like, they ate it and they were cursed, basically. They couldn't return to the paradise, so that's the story. You know the story.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically that, but with the devil of the sea. You cannot go into the sea anymore because you had the fruit.
Yes. There are incarnations of the sea devil. Supposedly if you eat one, you will gain devil powers, but the sea will hate you and take your ability to swim. That's a quote by Shanks.
Mm-hmm.
Which, is harboring the gum gum fruit in which Luffy eats. Not knowing what it was. Just thinking of his food. Now, given this, that if you consume them, superpower, special trait, which become now a person who has eaten it and gained its powers are known as a devil fruit user. There's like 100 different fruits in the world, but only one of each devil fruit exists.
At the same time.
Yes. Now, the circulation of devil fruits might be limited, and who might have access to them, but generally, after someone dies, that devil fruit will go back in the cycle of where, however it grows or how it comes to existence, come back into the world of the endless cycle. Now a new user in the future will have that devil fruit if they eat it. Devil fruits are also sold in the black market. They're very expensive. They're very prized treasures. People pay a lot of money just to have it and have access to be a devil fruit user. It's kind of funny. What do you think of Luffy's reaction when he first ate his Gum no Mi fruit?
It's obviously funny, like, this dude, like, he wanted to be a pirate and everything, now he learns that he can't swim anymore.
Also, all devil fruits are known to taste very bad.
Oh, yeah.
They're like super bad. Like, just imagine a bad lemon or a grapefruit. Eating a grapefruit without salt. Just imagine, oh no, without sugar. There you go. A raw grapefruit, just eating the rind and the fruit itself. That's literally what a devil fruit is. It tastes so bad. People that eat it cringe. And when Luffy ate it, his face turned green purple. It was when he ate it, he had such a sour face, bitter and everything. He stopped eating it. And you only need one bite to have the power. You don't have to eat the entire thing. So that's the misconception there. Now, devil fruits in the universe are divided into 3 different classifications. Paramecia, Zoan, and Logia.
Exactly. With the most common type being Paramecia, and the most rare type will be one of the sub-classifications of the Zoan forms. That will be the mythical Zoan, but we'll get there later.
And also a more rare type is the Logias too.
Yeah, but the mythical Zoans
they're really rare, yes.
Even more rare, because they come with more and even better abilities.
Yes.
So we'll get there later. Let's talk about the first
Before we go into, like... Actually, you know what? Yeah, let's go into Paramecia. This is the largest classification of devil fruits that we have. So...
Yeah, and it is also the type of fruit that our main character has. The Gomu Gomu no Mi, or the Gum Gum fruit, is basically a Paramecia type fruit. So the Paramecia fruits, they grant powers to the person that they use that are other than animal transformations or elemental transformations.
Yes. It allows the user to achieve one of the large variety of abilities that enable the consumers to become a superhuman or become a superhuman feat. Okay, so when you have a Paramecia, you either undergo body modification and become that substance of a physical means.
No.
It's a physical modification, or controls certain things limited to that.
No, because I think that when you become that substance, I think that will fall into the category of Logia.
No, you become you have physical characteristics usually.
Yeah, but like you can produce that substance, but you cannot completely turn into that substance.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is the most common type of devil fruit that you will encounter.
Now, those three modifications that the Paramecia ability can give you. It alters the user's body, like rubber, string, stuff like that. Altering the environment, strings, or mochi and all that stuff. Mochi. And then also generating a substance. So you can also generate a substance as well with it.
Like wax. Oh, we saw with Mr. 3, I believe.
Yeah, wax. He can literally manipulate the properties of wax within his body. Or poison the warden of lockdown.
No,
Impel down.
I believe he was a Logia type user because he could turn his whole body into...
No, he can still alter his body to be poison.
Yeah,
he was not a Logia type. He was actually Paramecia. Yeah.
Sure?
Yeah. He had a body altercation. His was a physical body altercation.
Okay. That's pretty interesting to know.
Yeah.
The more you know. But yeah, Paramecia, it can be very useful if you put some thought to it.
Yeah.
Like Luffy's power. At the beginning of the show, you're thinking, his body's made out of rubber. That's pretty useless.
Okay,
you can just stretch yourself. But while just using your brain a little, Luffy could come up with some very interesting ways of using his power that you can see later on during the NES Lobby arc. And then on the Dressrosa arc, we also see one of the new acquisitions that he made his power.
And now let's to talk about the different types of Paramecia. Let's start with the body altercation. So, body altercation by Paramecia comes in many forms. Some permanently change the composition of the user's body. For example, the Governor of Me, you have a rubber body. Some are unable to use the devil fruit ability. Yeah. Others use the body on command. Others being able to transform certain parts of the body into other things, both organic and inorganic. Like the Buki no Mi, which is transfer the body into a variety of weapons, and then may use or transfer to other people. So, body altercation, what do you think about that?
That's pretty damn useful in some cases.
Oh yeah. You can let's say you ate the stone fruit. Now your entire body's stone.
Predictable.
And then you can actually, or you have the swim ability. You can literally swim through any inorganic matter like an ocean and dive underground. You can literally become a mole.
You can swim on land, basically. Why go into the water when you can just swim on land?
Like, or the blade fruit, where your body turns into blades and you use the blades to fight.
Oh, is that Captain Kuros?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Now, you might think, how does people combat people with devil fruits? Well, there is different characteristics in which hockey, sea stone prison is used, and basically...
the system prison are basically stones that I believe come... Like they have
blessed
the
by the sea.
Of the water.
They contain characteristics of the sea, which basically it's like another weakness to swimming, and in that it modifies and make them weak.
So basically,
It's a tranquilizer for devil fruit people.
Basically, if a devil fruit user touches this stone, he just loses all his power.
Yeah, they become numb and they can't feel their body. They can barely move, depending on how much sea stone is present.
Yeah, and also depending on the strength of the person.
Yes.
Because the first times that we see Luffy or producers being in contact with the sea prism stone, I would say in the Alabasta arc, that is one of the first times that we see Luffy and touching the sea prism stone, I believe. He literally lost all his pores. He couldn't move a muscle. But later on, he kind of could move more because he got even stronger.
Oh, yeah.
That depends also on the strength and the willpower of the person.
So yeah, you modify your body to become like the substance that you're manipulating, which is body artification. Now we're moving on. And also, now, we have to bring up the fact the moshi fruit, the special Paramecia, the extension of the typical properties of body-altering Paramecia, possesses the individual identical dose of a Logia, such as the user transforming itself into mochi. Mochi is a really weird substance.
Mochi is a food.
Yeah, mochi is a food, but it's also like a liquid form of food. It can also be mochi balls, or usually it's frozen. It's frozen mochi, but liquid mochi is what the...
You can just manipulate the mochi to be solid state or liquid state, basically.
Yeah. It's a special type of Paramecia, but it's also under the body altification. So we have to bring it up, but I'm not going to say who has it, how it's implemented. It's a big... The character who has it and plays a huge role. Let's just say that.
And I'm going to say he's one of my favorite.
Yeah, it's one of those fights you just have to see and actually see the evolution of it.
That character is pretty darn cool. But yeah, we won't talk about it.
And now we're going to the environment altification. This is interesting because now...
Oh, I think that we should go... we can touch on that, but not expand too much because we will be spoiling. But yeah, let's touch a little bit on it.
These Paramecias are able to alter their bodies by interacting with the environment in a certain way. The Baku no Mi grants the properties of everything they eat, and the JJ is the purpose to be worn by someone else and thus combine two people's strength. So, the devil fruits to affect the environment is usually like gravity or something else that affects the surroundings around you.
Or the composition of the objects.
Yes, the composition. You can use it to your advantage, cutting people.
Yeah, but to achieve that, and that's called awakening. To achieve that, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but I'm just gonna say that it's really difficult, and you have to be very powerful.
The Abdi no Mi, hear me out, is also an example of an alternating environment. There's like a field around them where they can literally operate at free will and take limbs and replace stuff around. They unnatural effect on their environment. Some turn people into toys. Some make people change age. It's a lot of altering the environment around them. If they touch something, it can become something else. Or they change, I don't know, let's say you have a devil fruit that can slow down a person's coming towards you. You touch them, and now they're super slow. Now you're faster than them. Now you can outwit them in battle because they're slower than you. So it works like that. You know?
Yeah. That's that's one funny filler, to be honest. When you get to that part. But yeah, Paramecia, they can be pretty powerful if you know how to use them.
Well, yeah, like the Op, Me has a field, which also the Nami creates soundproof surroundings around you. So you can literally have a conversation and no one can hear you. So there's different ways that it can be implemented in the surroundings around you. Now, some have a limited capacity. They're not awakened, so they can't affect 500 feet in front of them or something like that. It's usually a few feet around them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like the Kage no Mi. Grab people's showers, cut them off with scissors. Or the, supernatural actions with books like levitating certain objects in them and creating illusions. There's so many types where you can go about this that the environment altercation is kind of unique. Is that it gives the user to manipulate that ability. Okay, now we have substance generation. You generate a substance of some kind. Or capable of granting specific substance. Now, these are the people that resemble a Logia, but they're not really a Logia because their body is that substance, they can still be hurt by physical means.
Okay.
The difference... so a Paramecia, most of it's just altercation of body surrounding or making a substance. They can still be punched, they can still be stabbed, and that, characteristic. They're not, nothing passes through them or anything like that. So, you still have limitations to, there's still weaknesses. You're not intangible like other fruits.
Yeah. It is. So, yeah, let's say Lucius' example, and things like bullets are not effective because they just bounce.
Yeah, they just bounce off of cannonballs, but he can still be sliced.
Yeah, well, he can still be sliced and stabbed.
Well, since he's immune to bullets, there's also the clown.
Boggy,
yeah. He has a really interesting Paramecia body altercation where he can take his limbs and they can be dislocated, take off, and be put back on.
Not precisely dislocated. It's more like
it's
more like
levitating.
He can separate his body.
He can separate his body and prevent stabbing attacks, swords, and stuff like that. Just to have his body, but he has to have his feet on the ground to be floating like that. So he has like a field how much he can manipulate his body to go beyond that field. If his feet's on the ground, all his body parts fall on the ground. So just keep that in mind. So let's go back to substance generation. Distinctive that the Paramecia generates substances typically we find in man-made. The only known distinction between the special nomi and Logia is that mostly is man-made. So we find that biscuits, string, clothing can generate forces like seismic waves and gravity.
Okay.
So these is interesting for Now, a few substances can stand out from others. Unnatural with very unique effects on the surrounding environment. Can create impenetrable barriers with a maximum surface area, which can summon a genie to fight on the user's behalf. So, what do you think of generating a substance of some kind? You think it's very loose in definition?
It is useful. Like,
they are mistaken so much for Logia, but they're not.
But yeah, they're not lucky, but they're still pretty powerful, pretty damn powerful.
Yeah.
Imagine just creating tons and tons of poison out of your body.
Oh yeah. Poison in which there's different levels and different amounts and different toxicity levels. So yeah, it's really interesting to see how they interact for... Basically, if it's a man-made object and you make that substance, that's considered a body-generating kind of Paramecia. So these are the Paramecias, which is the body altercation, the environment altercation, in creating a substance of some kind. There's many applications and there's many types. Paramecia is the most represented class of devil fruit. There is so many to count. I wouldn't even be surprised if it's like half or something like that. It's crazy how much there is of that fruit.
Oh yeah.
Alright, so we go to the transformed kind of devil fruit, the Zoans.
Oh, I think we should go to Logia first before going to Zoan.
Zoan is it's the second most representative devil fruit. We see Zoan. Zoan we see as well. It's the second most representation.
Okay. So basically, the Zoan type fruit give the person or whoever is the fruit the ability to transform into a hybrid from other, like it can allow them to transform into animals.
Animal species or interspecies of a hybrid.
Exactly.
Now, these are the types. Zoan types are mostly effective in close quarter combat. Because usually it's a transformation that they have to use to battle with. So their impact is mostly them fighting you in the animal form.
Exactly.
So close quarters, there's not many distance-wise with it, but there is a couple that can be used with distance. The term was first used when Dalton's devil fruit was attacked Warble. They literally called Zoan when he attacked him.
Oh yeah.
Now there's also 3 basic forms of Zoan types. We have the human form, which is the user's natural prior to consuming the fruit. So if they are in a human state, they are a human. That's the first form of the Zoan type, which is natural because going back to human should be the case for most of them. Human beast. This is a hybrid form containing the characteristics of both the user's original species and the first bestowed species in an unusual form. So this is where the hybrid comes in. And then we have the beast form. They're fully transformed in the fruit bestowed species associated with the fruit. You think that's pretty understandable?
Yeah. I think it's pretty self-explanatory.
I mean, those are the 3 different forms that they use to fight with. And each one is interesting. Okay. So there's usually like maybe one or two forms with associated with a Zoan. There could be other types of forms associated with it, but you gotta use unique training. It's possible to unlock additional transformation. Marco, different select of his party, and Chopper transform at least 7, even with the Rumble Ball.
Oh yeah. And because we are also talking about him, let's talk a little bit about Tony Chopper or Lover Chopper.
Okay, so
he's one of the members of the Straw Hat crew.
Does he have the human fruit?
Yeah, he's a reindeer that ate the human fruit, a type of Zoan fruit that basically gave him the abilities of a human. So he can now speak like a human, and he can look like a human. Mm-hmm. Well, not exactly like a human, but he behaves like a human. But he's still a reindeer. Not confuse reindeer with raccoon dog, please.
Yeah, he's not a raccoon dog. Now, his different forms also have different reindeer and human hybrid altercations. There's also only reindeer form, only human form, but each one has different characteristics. He specialized in doing these forms to the Rumble Ball, which the background of Chopper, just briefly, he undergone training in the medical field. He's an expert doctor, even though he's a reindeer, and he developed a Rumble Ball to make body altercations to unlock different forms through the use, and over time learns how to unlock those abilities without the use of a Rumble Ball.
Oh yeah. That is post time skip that he learned how to do that. And it is pretty damn useful.
Majority of Zoan devil fruits come in different groups as a series by different classification known as models. These groups are divided on different variations of the animal, the jackal, wolf, in the dog series, bison and giraffe, the ox series, anaconda, cobra, and fruits are snakes. So, the classification of Zoan fruits is the class in which the genus they represent is the type of fruit. Isn't that interesting?
It is really interesting, my man.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, with Zoan types, we can also talk about the different sub-classifications.
Yeah, and also another example that is exception to the models is the human fruit and Zengoku's fruit of the golden statue. These are unique in the Zoan class.
Okay.
So that's what some of that is. Now we also have an inanimate object, Zoan. Somehow a sword is able to become an elephant. They somehow able to do that.
That was mentioned, but damn, that would have been a very good thing to keep expanding it, but they just put it on with a couple
Punk Hazard and all that.
They never mentioned
the
it
flute
anymore.
Yeah.
It was pretty interesting, making objects in devil fruit so they could gain the
Dr. Vegapunk discovered a technique that allows them to make an inanimate object eat a devil fruit. It's not known and not revealed, and so far there's only one type of devil fruit that have been shown to absorb, which is the elephant. So objects that have ingested a Zoan gain the abilities that are the intelligence they turn into. As the object gains a living creature ability to feel pain and fear, comes a disease. I guess we can briefly mention the 4 cases in which an animate object absorbed the devil fruit. Bazooka Zuka, Bashed Hound, Spasm Sword, which is the Fun Creed, the elephant, Caesar's Clown's Poisonous Gas Smiley model.
Yeah.
Different Smiley devil fruits. And then the teapot is also a devil fruit. But that's just some of them. Now the subclasses. This is where we get into the subclasses of Zoans. We have the ancient Zoan. We have the mythical Zoan. And then we also have the artificial Zoan as well.
Yeah, and I think that we should only talk about the first two because the third one comes with kind of a story that they tell pretty later on. So yeah, I think we should only stand in the first two.
Yeah, the ancient Zoan is a subclass of Zoan. It transforms into ancient animals such as dinosaurs, also much rarer than the regular Zoans. So the subclass of ancient Zoans are harder to find than the regular dog, or the fox, stuff like that.
Yeah, it is just basically animals that has gone extinct.
Mm-hmm.
Made very ancient animals. So yeah, you see that a lot pretty later on in the series. Not so much at the beginning. And the second type, the mythical Zoan.
They have a power boost from the Zoan of Transmutation. And that's seen in the modern day, maybe efficacious in combat. Extremely durable, super skit, granted. And some of the, like Allosaurus, Spinosaurus, Pterodon, Triceratops, three of the nine are not based on ancient reptiles. We had the mammoth, rosy guile, black marea, saber tiger. So we also have the saber tiger as well. So not all of them are reptiles. We have some mammal classifications as well. The mythical Zoan. You want to take the lead on this one?
Sure. Mythical Zoan. These types of fruits are even more rare than Logias.
Yes.
Because they not only give you the Zoan type of power, they also give you like extra abilities, like special powers.
Yeah.
And we can put as an example and Marco from the Wild Pirates, Marco the Phoenix.
And also the subclass of Zoan, they're able to transform into creatures that are subject of myth and legend. So the phoenix, the dragon, the griffin, all of that is types of mythical creatures that could be created as a mythical Zoan. But they're so rare that there are very few that exist within the universe. They're even more rare than Logia.
Mm-hmm.
The most powerful class of Zoan as well. And with ancient Zoans we have the physical enhancement. Now, mythical Zoan powers is significantly greater than standard Zoans. Marcus the Phoenix, able to withstand two extremely powerful users at once. Another is immense strength. Zenkoku is giant Buddha. Was able to make a massive metal collapse with only a single, direct punch, etc., etc. So yeah, is that the bestowing mythical abilities are a substitute to the transformations that Phoenix Zoans generate flames, hearing properties, or the nine-tailed fox ability to transform into someone's look-alike.
Oh yeah.
So, and there is a couple. The Phoenix, we have the Daibusu, which is the giant golden statue by Zenboku. The Sinui, which is the fish as a dragon hybrid. Yeah. Let's see. The no kitsune, which is the nine-tailed fox. Also a giant snake in myth. So yeah, and there's different types.
There's a lot, but to be honest,
there's not many. There's not many of them.
Many, to be honest. I say there's a lot, but to be honest, there's just so few of them. But
yeah, we also have non-canon the Boki Denkuku, the vampire. We also have Nu, which is interesting. I think Nu takes power away and sucks the life force. So it's kind of interesting with artificial, just because there's so few of them, and we don't really see them that often. But when they do come up, they have a big impact on the story. So staying tuned when you get there. We're just gonna briefly mention artificial Zoan. They're created by artificial means, but we can't really discuss them. They're not natural, but they play a huge part, and you just have to watch it to really see how it plays out.
Yeah, they don't play a huge part in the later arcs of the story.
And also another thing with artificial Zoan, they're not in the natural selection of devil fruits. They were man-made. So they were artificially put, and they still had the same characteristics as a regular devil fruit. So that brings us to Logia.
The last type.
Yeah. Now, Logia is the rarest of all three devil fruit categories, not excluding artificial Zoan, which is even rarer. But we don't really see as much characters with these. Now, the difference between Paramecia that can generate a substance and Logia is by natural means. They represent elements of the world, like water, ice, snow, lightning, light, darkness, stuff like that. They're a natural element. They naturally coexist in composition at will, and you can create it. Yeah. What do you gotta say about devil fruits with Logia?
Logia types, man, they're really dangerous if you don't know how to deal with them.
Well, yeah, because
Really
one characteristic is they're intangible, and
they can completely change the body of the person that is using the fruit.
And what we mean by intangible, you can't hit them. They go right through them. You can't do a sword, bullets, anything go right through them.
Yeah,
if they don't have the guard up, you might get a lucky shot in and actually stab the human form without being intangible.
Yeah, I believe the first type of Logia that we see is Captain Smoker, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, Smoker's also a fighting style with smoke, but also using sea stone staffs and bayonets to outhandle other devil fruit users as well. And the only thing that can actually physically hurt a Logia user is the use of Haki. Haki is a totally different power structure that is not devil fruit in One Piece. You basically element Haki, enhance your body with we don't know what the black substance is, but imagine you coat yourself with armor that can now hurt any devil fruit user, including Logia. So, it also affects other devil fruits too. So, now, we also see they're embelling to generate near infinite amount of the element they control. The defining power of Logia is the user transforming their body into that element. Particularly Paramecia types grant the ability to generate substances. The only Paramecia that enables bodily transformation in the substance is the mochi, but it's also special. It's noted as a special Paramecia.
Sure.
Logia have all in full major states of matter: solid, liquid, gas, and plasma. We have to take note because they can exist in solid, the liquid, gas state. Plasma is like the sun or lava. That's what plasma is.
And that also depends on what type of food you have.
Yes.
It depends also the state that you can transform in.
Yeah.
Like, let's say smoker is basically smoke.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. Literally smoke. His whole body's made of
Captain,
smoke.
Caesar Clown is poison gas.
So he's also gas.
I think he's smog. I think he's representing smog. I think he's smog.
Both of them are gases.
Yeah.
And we get people like, maybe, and they were Captain, what was it? Let's say Aokiji.
Yep. Ice.
Ice.
So it's really interesting that we had different Logia types and different elements. And each element is really hard to counter. So. And the only reason why. Shoot. What's his name? Crocodile was defeated by his Luffy. Luffy was using water because he's sand, and also blood to counteract him. That's the only reason why Luffy kept winning against him.
Yeah.
So he was using things that made his sand formed less powerful, made it more into a solid so you can do damage. So there's ways to fight Logia, but you have to think outside the box, and also it's usually according to the element. See, part of the body is struck physically by a normal body. The user's real body does not take any damage, and any effect of the attack on the elemental form is superficial and be reformed with no issue. Must constantly activate the transformation, cannot do so automatically, although more experience you have, the more capable of transforming into reflex other than on reaction. There are like a few ways to bypass the transformation and duel, with most common methods using the bondage, the uses of sea stone and hockey. Former windows unable to use their abilities and transfer it back to the physical state. Yada yada yada. Now, okay. Here's a great. Okay, so you know the Ace fight, right?
Okay.
Towards the end when he was captured. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have the element of fire and the element of lava in that case.
Mm-hmm.
A Logia user can be overpowered by an even more powerful element of Logia. Since lava is hotter than flames, it went right through the flames and did damage. So
we can also
you can be overwhelmed by a greater force of a similar element, but it can be stronger.
Yeah, we can also have opposing elements, like, and we can have the example of a smoker and ace that fire against smoke. Well, who do you think is going to win?
Yeah, we have seen water canceling sand, rubber canceling out lightning, and magma canceling out fire. So those are some of the examples of opposite elements or opposite devil fruits battling, and you can't really affect them as much.
Exactly. Yeah, this type is the one that you need to be careful the most.
And they also reproduce this substance too. It's considered part of their body.
They can generate almost infinite amounts of it.
Yeah. Become part of the body. Okay, so we have to mention the Yami Yami no Mi. It's quite unlike other Logia. Its darkness transformation not found in naturally occurring element, but rather most closely resembles the intense gravitational force of a black hole, killing light rather than turning the user's body intangible. So the user's body cannot be intangible. I guess because the power in which the Yami no Mi or darkness fruit has over other Lagias and devil fruits in general. It's a special fruit that has a gravitational pull with devil fruits. And that's all I really want to say about it. It's just a different classification, just like Mochi Mochi. So yeah. Now, some of the people we have is Marshall D. Teach, Kuzan, Sabo, which, takes over the Flame No fruit. Bozo Salo, Smoker. Yeah. Monette, Honey Queen. There's just different types. Like, there's not many characters. There's like 5, 10, 12 characters that we've seen thus far. So Lagia is pretty rare.
It is the second most rare next to Mythical Zoan.
Yeah. So you have to keep in mind that these fruits are very powerful, and sometimes you might see that other fruits might have a disadvantage, which they actually do, but some of them can keep up with them, So it just all depends. So, those are the types of devil fruits. Hope we did a good job to explaining them and explaining the exceptions that, you might see as different or class them differently. So what do you think?
This is a pretty interesting topic, and there is a lot to be covered. We just covered the surface of it.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, devil fruits and their classifications is very broad. We got a lot of characters, a lot of fruits, a lot of different powers. Yeah, it is a lot. Well, tell me, do you like this episode?
I really do, because the devil fruits are very interesting in how the class structure and how they're explained. It really gives you a feel like you're connected into the story more, because they actually do talk about it in the show, and they do talk about it at different points in different episodes. But the most recurring theme is they can't swim, they get inhabited by sea stone, hockey impermeates them, other abilities clash. It's really interesting. What do you think?
It is really interesting. We could maybe touch on other themes regarding the One Piece world later on in later episodes.
Oh yeah, I mean this is open topic, so we're not on like a series content like right now. Now, if we were on a series content, that would be one episode per week if we do so. But that would probably be based on the subscribers and see if they actually want exclusive content like that, stuff like that. So I think for this episode, we covered the gist what devil fruit is. We have Paramecia, Zoan, Logia. Paramecia has body modification. substance altercation and environment. Zoan has the subclass, has like human form, beast form. Well, human, beast form, and then beast form. Subclasses are ancient and mythical. We also have artificial, and then Logia, intangible, element-based, nature-based, stuff like that. So it just goes to show you that throughout everything, you know what? Imagination and eating a fruit that restricts your swimming in a world dominated by the ocean is pretty ironic. Alright, here's an interesting question. Which double fruit ability would you grant to yourself? Either one that's already shown in One Piece, or one that has not been shown.
To be honest, the Gundam fruit is pretty darn good.
Oh my gosh.
But
You One Piece simp.
But there's just so much. There's just so many abilities over there.
Well, what are you going to choose?
I can choose, man. There's just too much.
You can't choose?
A lot of useful stuff.
Oh my gosh. Well, you know what I would choose?
Which one?
I would want the ability to travel through mirrors.
Oh, that's pretty darn good.
Any reflections, any type of reflective surface, I can just come out, use it, might be advantageous. People can't really get to me. I get to them. I can see what's happening. So yeah, I'll be the security force of the castle that no one knows that I'm there.
Now that I think about it, one very interesting fruit will be the... What was the name of this? Give me a second. I believe it was the castle fruit. The Shironami.
Ah, yeah. Are you talking about having an entire force of an army behind you?
Your body literally becomes a castle. Like, man, you can literally just chill in your castle anywhere, man.
Oh my gosh. That's funny.
It's really damn good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this is a pretty good note to end this episode.
I think so, because, okay, so what is the chances that I overwhelmed you and you have mirrors in your castle? What are you going to do about it?
Okay.
I literally basically bypass your forces.
No, because if I don't have any mirrors, you can.
But a castle has reflective surfaces, so how can you cancel out reflectiveness? Like water or reflection?
Dude, I can literally become a tank. I can literally become a giant castle. I can even become, like, there's just so much. So there's just so many uses to the fruit.
Maybe, or maybe not. Maybe I actually can outwit you and actually find a way to beat you.
Maybe. Or maybe I can have 5,000 men inside me waiting to assault you and you wouldn't know.
Or I pull you into my dimension, you can't, now I can basically battle you. Or trap you there, you can't get out.
That's true. But
So,
why do I need to get out? I have my whole castle inside me. I can just live there.
yeah, you can just be there and be trapped?
Yeah, I just pull up my castle and that's it. I can live there.
Okay. But if you're trapped there, I don't have to beat you, so I've already beaten you.
Okay. Just live like that for now.
Well, that's the end of the episode. Hope you guys liked it. We tried to do another episode, but technical difficulties, but we releasing one episode this week, and hope you guys enjoy it. This is MC Anime calling you out. See you later.
See you later.
And Christian says bye too, so he's there. Alright. Wish you guys luck, and hopefully we have more episodes in the future. This is episode 1, currently right now.